Hello everyone, welcome back to my new YouTube channel. Myself Aditya Sharma, USN 1V20CS004 from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. Today, the subject which we will discuss about is system software and compilers. And the topic for the subject is predictive parsing table. In this video, we'll get to know how a parsing table is generated using the rules of grammars and expressions. So let's start the video. Here is an example. Construct a predictive parsing table for the following grammar and also check whether string id plus id star id is accepted or not. Here the problem is e tends to te dash, e dash tends to plus te dash or epsilon, t dash tends to ft dash, and t dash tends to ft dash and epsilon, f tends to bracket of e or id. So here the steps are: step 1, elimination of left recursion and perform left factoring. As we can see that in this grammar there is no left recursion in the grammar, so we will proceed as it is. Also there is no need for left factoring because there is no left recursion in the grammar, so there is no need for the left factoring also. Step 2, computation of first of e is equal to first of t is equal to first of f, it tends to id, and first of e dash is plus operator and epsilon. First of t dash is star operator and epsilon. Step 3, computation of follow. Follow of e is equal to follow of e dash, and follow of t is equal to follow of t dash. Follow of f is equal to all operators and dollar sign. Step 4, construction of predictive parsing table. Create a table with all the null terminals row wise and all the terminals column wise. Here we can see that these are all the non terminals in the rows, and as we see that column wise we are seeing the all terminals. So by applying the rules we can fill the table from the construction. So we will construct the predictive parsing table. Step 1, for each grammar we are using the rules of first and follow to make the predictive parsing table. E tends to T dash. Comparing E tends to T dash with A tends to alpha. And here we can see that capital A is non-terminal and non-terminal value is equal to E. And alpha is T dash. So first of alpha is equal to first of T dash, which gives first of T. And first of T is bracket and ID. So by applying the rules of predictive parsing table, we can uh, add and write. So we will add e tends to t dash to m, e and bracket. So after writing, we will fill the values of the rows and columns in front of that non-terminals. And this is the second grammar which is given. So comparing it with a tends to alpha, then we'll write the first and follow rules, then add and write productions. In the same way, we will write for each and every grammar rules which is given in the first page. So these are the methods we need to follow. First step is to comparing it with a tends to alpha. We will write the values of a and alpha also. So here alpha is epsilon. So first of alpha is equal to epsilon. Applying rules of the parsing table. So we will write follow, and then we'll add productions, and then we will write about the production rules and in front of rows and columns. In the same way, for each grammar, we can see that t dash tends to star ft dash. We will compare it with a tends to alpha. Then we will write the first and follows. Here we can write the only first because star operator is given at the first place. So we will compare it with the a tends to alpha. We will get alpha is equal to star ft dash, and we will write first of alpha is equal to first of star. So directly we can add the production to the row and the column, and then we will write t tends to ft dash in front of row and column also. Here the last grammar rule is f tends to id. We will compare it with a tends to alpha. We will get the value of alpha as id. First of alpha is equal to first of id, which we will get ideals. So we will add f tends to id to m of f tends to id. So then we will write f tends to id in front of row and column of id in the front of that non-terminal values. So here we have written f tends to id and a tends to capital A. Then we will fill the values of all the non-terminals and terminals in front of their columns and rows according to the statements and according to the grammar rules. We have filled the table that e tends to id, we have written e tends to te dash, and in the bracket we have written that. So in the bracket and in the id we have written as e tends to te dash as a grammar, and in front of all non-terminals we will just see the terminal value, which terminal value is coming, and we will write it as it is. Thank you.